For the last few videos, we've been building a house in 3D, in Blender, a bit of a detour from the usual. We're building Casita from the movie Encanto. In this video, we climbed up to the second floor and we're building Isabela's tower. From my guess, I think Isabela lives on the second floor in the purple tower. She was always shown on the balcony on the second floor of the purple tower in the posters. It also has a lot of flowers around that particular room, so I think it's reasonable to assume that it's Isabela's room. Originally, I thought Isabela occupied the entire purple tower, but now that I look at it more closely, I think the third floor of the purple tower is Mirabel's room. That is the only room that makes sense for Mirabel. We saw Mirabel coming down from the third floor, landing on the second floor after passing by the portrait of Pedro, which is hung on the walls of the staircase. So that means, I think, Mirabel got the best room in the whole house. Anyway, I will get into my theories of Mirabel's room when we make her room. Isabela's room has an off-white balcony, a marble door canopy, and two pink doors which lead out to the balcony. The door frame is also pink, the walls are purple, there is a hole on the top left side of the wall, which I don't know what the purpose of that is. All these open walls and holes are freaking me out. My brain is just screaming to cover up all these holes so we can keep the colder outer air out. But I suppose Colombia has much warmer temperature, and I guess these holes on the walls and windows are okay. Maybe it's desired to keep the air flowing so the house doesn't get too hot. Anyway, I started by creating the door canopy. I extruded out the curved area on top of the door, and then I made a column-like structure that hung below the door canopy. I copied the column on the other side of the door. I covered up the curved area on top of the door with flower patterns. I made a vent on top of the doors. I individually made the vent bars with flattened rectangular panels. There are 8 slats. And then I made the doors. I created a cube and then flattened it. I used the inset function to create the frame around the door, and then I created the slants on the blind using flattened rectangular panels. There are 20 slats on the door. I copied and pasted the door to create the second door. The doors are not rigged yet, but I'm going to rig all of the doors at once after they are all done. For the mysterious hole on the top left corner of the wall, I created a cylinder mesh, rotated it 90 degrees, inset and then extrude to create the pipe-like structure. I colored the outside pipe off-white and inside dark purple. I copied and pasted the balcony rail that I made previously from the dining room windows. I extruded more into the depth so the balcony has more room. I also added 2 more rails on the depth side of the balcony. In addition, I also added beams underneath the balcony so it looks like the balcony is sitting on a support. It looks like there is a tiled roof on top of the door canopy, but I'm going to add the roofs all at once after the general shape of the building is created, so we left out the roof for now. Next, we painted everything by covering them up with image textures. The doors and the frames are painted pink using pink wooden image texture. The rail is painted off-white wooden image texture. The door canopy is painted off-white with plaster image texture. The purple wall has stucco image texture. I added the bevel modifier on the doors and the column-like structure beside the door so they can reduce the 90 degrees sharp angles. I also added subdivide modifiers on the door frame and the door canopy so they look smoother. The flowers on the walls will be made later when we work on the plants and gardens around the house. Anyway, I'm only going to make the outside of the house for now. We will come back and work on the inside of the house when we start the Encanto series. For now, I only need something that looks decently like Casita so we can go pick up Mirabel for this series. Thanks for watching.